This is Trekzone's Talkin' Science.
Welcome back to continuing coverage here on Talkin' Science of Southern Launch's eco tests. VS02, VS03 rockets, those Kestrel Is, designed to test out payloads and see how everything is coming together down at the Whalers Way Orbital Launch Complex, just off into the distance over my shoulder, keeping the mic out of the wind in case you were wondering. Now, an update this morning from the team down at the launch complex. They have swapped out the rockets. That has been confirmed now, as we can see in this shot taken from the media tent, that truck rolling in with the Kestrel I rocket underneath that heavy tarp. Obviously bringing that in, swapping out the payloads because they couldn't fix the issue with that minor leak of the nitrous oxide, the oxidizing agent into the fuel tank. It was at about 50% full at T-minus 60 minutes or so when they discovered that minor leak, shut everything down, depressurized the tank, went out there, had a look, and obviously came to the realization that the AT space were not going to be able to fix the issue with that rocket in time to meet the 11 a.m. closure of the morning launch window yesterday, or even the opening of the afternoon one at 3 p.m. So the decision was made pretty quickly following discovery of that leak that it wasn't going to happen, and the call was made to get the VS03 Kestrel I rocket over from Port Lincoln, and also to fly in the Innovore and Ascension teams from Adelaide to start configuration of their payloads. So now VS03 will be launching this weekend. Can't give you the exact time yet. I know off the record when it is. We will still be here for it. But right now, I want to leave that announcement for Southern Launch. It is coming up this weekend, that much I will say. So very much still looking forward to a rocket launch here from the Eyre Peninsula, the Whalers Way Orbital Launch Complex. Very fascinating stuff to be a part of. It is history in the making for us here in Australia. We don't have rockets this big, and they're quite small compared to NASA's rockets. You know, you look at the Space Launch System, that was flown by Artemis just a couple of weeks ago. We are tiny in comparison to that, but we are on a massive scale for us here in Australia, especially considering the other rockets that were launched this year from up in East Arnhem Land with Equatorial Launch Australia. They were NASA sounding rockets, and they are in another league as well, even smaller than these ones. So it is incredible to see that. Been diving into local response as well to the construction of the Orbital Launch Complex. Some people not in favour, other people definitely in favour. I have been speaking to some business owners around town who say it can only be a good thing from a tourism perspective to bring in some people to town. Obviously Port Lincoln at the bottom of the B100 highway, the Eyre Peninsula. So it certainly is not on the way to anything necessarily. If you're heading west to Perth, you're not dropping by the Eyre Peninsula and coming down. So certainly an interesting time. There is a lawnmower heading towards us, so we better wrap this one up and say that there is a rocket launch coming this weekend. We will be here for it. Southern Launch's VS03 Kestrel I rocket launching with an all-Australian payload coming up very, very soon. Stick to Trekzone TV for all the latest and catch up on all the latest in a wrap on Talkin' Science. Right now though, I'm Matt Miller in Port Lincoln on location for Trekzone. I'll catch you again real soon.